I'm an admirer of President Olusegun Obasanjo. That is without question. I consider him to be consequential, historic, and transformational. I just think that there are very few figures in Nigeria's history who have been as important to its evolution as this man. And he's also a deeply controversial figure. I mean, like I said, and I do mean this, it's a huge privilege to interview you. You've lived an incredible life, you know. If your life ended when you were 30, it was already incredible. If your life ended when it was 50, it was already incredible. You've lived an incredible life. And you're still so active. People do not have middle opinions about him. People have strong opinions.
You know, people are entitled to make comments and remarks. There are no two people in the world who have had the same experience. None. Even if they are twins, their experiences will be different. At least they won't marry the same woman. And I thank God the opportunities that I have had.
What I have admired is how he still does what he will do, says what he will say, go where he will go, despite what anybody thinks. It's not even common amongst ex-presidents. Some of them leave office and slink away. The pressure becomes too much. This man is truly fearless. And I think that it comes from the thing he said. I asked him, you know, some people think he's corrupt, some people think he's vindictive, some people have betrayed him. I asked him about, you know, people like El Rufai who used to praise him, who no longer praise him. Doesn't it? Why you used to
it doesn't hurt me at all. You see, if you expect praise from human beings, even the ones that you have done good to, you will be the unhappiest man in the world.
And he said, it is easy to ignore the noise because there are only two people who can know you well.
So I think there are also prejudices and biases that we have to deal with in some of these situations. But to me, what is important is that what do you stand for? What do you see yourself or know yourself as? Because there are only two people that can say enough about you, yourself and your God.
Right.
Nobody else will know you as you know yourself. And in fact, you yourself, you don't know you yourself as God knows you.
Yeah. And once you have clarity about who you are, and once you feel that you have a relationship with God that validates you, then that's all that matters. Not what people think, not what people say, not what people do, however close to you they were or are, however influential they are to the definition of your legacy, as long as you know yourself and you stand strong in your sense of self, and that is okay. And he certainly lived that truth. I think it is impossible for him to have lived the kind of life he's lived, to still be so deeply relevant across the world today, if he didn't have that sense of self-assuredness. That this is who I am, this is how I see myself, and this is how I'm going to show up in the world, regardless of what anybody thinks or says. If I only had a quarter of that courage, I envy your life, sir. If I lived half the life you've lived, it would be a great life indeed. There is something there to admire, to covet, to treasure. This, no matter what you think about his decisions, is a life absolutely and thoroughly well lived.